So I showed you the first tip where you take the high ground way over here before you like off respawn, before your team dives in or whatever, or tries to move the cart. That's a pretty basic tip in terms of positioning. There's a couple more you can I have for you guys. One is if you just want to go on the flank, you can literally just like run down here off respawn. And since most people are set up on high ground, you may be able to get through here and then get into the back line and come up here. And now you have access to the flank from behind over here. You have to be careful. I suggest if you're going to be here, try playing over here actually, because you can always run away into the mega room. And any attention you divert from the front line over here is good, just to begin with. Instead of just sitting here trying to poke at shield or get off angles over there, because sometimes that can be difficult depending on their comp. But you don't have to go all the way down there and risk your life trying to flank. You can make that jump I just did without helix jumping. You can just sprint across. So if you time that right, from this perspective, once you do the thing I told you in the first tip where you come up here, maybe you get control of here. Now they're playing down here for the most part. That's ideal actually if they stop contesting high ground. If they're playing down here, you just get over here. Maybe there's DPS over here. You usually want to get them weak if possible, or just try to force them to like hide behind a wall for a bit. Maybe even kill them while you're up here. But yeah, usually people will either be playing in this server or they'll just be playing close right here. A better spot to be in most of the time than up here, unless the other team is just botting out. In lower ranks, this is just a really dominant position to be in anyways, but you're very LOS from your supports unless you have a Mercy or a Zen that can just keep orb on you. So a better spot to be in where you're not LOS from your supports is, and I fucked up the helix jump, is over here. It's probably because I'm lagging. So like I said, you don't have to helix jump to get over here, but it's a reliable way to get over here. And then just chill over here. In this spot, you're on the high ground that the defensive team would usually be on, and you're usually not LOS of your supports up here. This is a good spot to be in general, offense and defense. Okay, another spot that's really good for Soldier on this map and just hitscan in general, but especially good for Soldier, is because he has self-sustain, is up here. Just play top shuttle. Until you get up here, it's pretty simple. This is a very, very good spot for Soldier. You can always drop down at any time. You can run all the way to the back of the shuttle, play up here. If dive tanks try to dive you, you can just run back here, and they have a choice to make. They can either try to walk at you, or they just give it up for the time being. To take a Soldier with a Mercy off this high ground, it is a team effort. And normally you're going to have at least 2 to 3 people on the enemy team come for you if they want to secure the kill. Or, you know, a Widow gets lucky on the other team, like you're fighting a Widow, or a Hanzo, something with like a one-shot potential like a sniper or damage boosted Ashe. But if they're going for the dive approach, then yeah, it usually takes 2 or 3 people, like a Monkey Diva or Ball Diva, Genji. Because if you have a Mercy with you, you have so much sustain and mobility, it's hard for them to kill you. Yeah, so you can get up there by helix jumping on this side as well and coming up here, or you can just wrap around, jump up this crate up here. So this is a good spot for Soldier, good spot for any hit scan on Gibraltar, and this is part of what makes him so strong, is the way you can position yourself on the map. And then I have one more tip that's a bit more advanced that many people don't know about, but it was in a video of mine where I got like a 9K or some shit last night. It's a really good flank if you inform your team ahead of time so they don't just go in and feed while you're down. But just in general, if you don't want to go for the full flank, you can helix jump up here and helix jump up here and play up here. This gives you a position to viably contest the high ground that people may be set up on over here, instead of trying to fight them from down low, which puts you at a disadvantage. This is a good spot to be in if the top right is a problem and you guys don't have dive tanks for whatever reason. You don't have a diva, which usually you just want to have a diva on this point. You either want to be committed to dive or just be like Ryan Diva. Because people usually switch off dive on this point, or they go like on defense, in my experience. But if you want to go for the full flank, then you have to wait for your. This is why you want to inform your team ahead of time, is because this flank takes like 25 seconds or something, because your helix is on like an 8-second cooldown, and you need to use it 3 times. So you helix up there, helix up here, and then you just wait again. Helix jump up here, and I recommend not using your biotic field up here because you have to do it another time. You have to helix jump another time, and so you're gonna have to heal yourself again. You don't have to helix jump over that, and I just fucked that up and just sprint right over them. And then once you're here, you're usually behind the enemy team. It's like the back line, basically. You're high ground in the back line. It's a very good position to be in. You want to tell your team to go in right before you helix jump over here. So you guys are coordinated. Your front line's putting pressure on their front line, and you're in the back line. Just pop your ult, and you can get value. More often than not, you'll definitely force a support ult out, because they have no idea where it's at, but they think it's behind you or behind them. And usually you can get picks, maybe on support playing back here or whatever. It's really easy to kill people up here that are playing down here, just in general. There may be a DPS up here. The one thing you have to watch out for is a Hanzo stormbowing you off cooldown. Hanzo's a really annoying hero to play against as Soldier, but yeah, he can stormbow you and just fucking delete you up here. So you want to get the jump on him. If he's up here, you want to focus him as quickly as possible. Try to helix him first, then shoot him. You want to usually start off with helix when you're doing burst damage, because it's usually easier to hit a helix before they're trying to dodge it when they don't know you're there. But yeah, this is a great spot to be in. Good flank. Another spot that's not too useful is you can get up there. I don't really recommend playing that. You just helix jump across, just a normal helix jump. You don't have to sprint out of it. In terms of defense, though, this spot is also good, because if your team's playing right here, you can play over here, or you have to helix jump. I think you have to helix jump to get over this. Yeah. So on defense, you have to helix jump. Just get right over here, pop your biotic field, and this is a good spot to be in for defense as well. You can always retreat by just running through here, or you can helix jump back up here and then just sprint the fuck away. Just get the fuck out. So normally when I play that spot on defense, I like to save my helix in the middle of fights if I think I'm about to get focused, so that I can helix jump away over the wall over here, and any cooldowns that a dive tank uses or DPS uses to get to me, they won't be able to do it again. The only DPS I can think of is Genji. I don't think Hanzo can just leap over that, but I'd have to test that, but I'm pretty sure he can't. But that's a good spot to be in anyways. So yeah, Gibraltar, really strong map for Soldier, actually. If you play him right against most comps except like Bunker, he can be very viable on this map if you can aim. Particularly because of his self-sustaining mobility. So yeah, just basic tips for Soldier, some more advanced ones, mostly all positioning. And if you play Soldier, I hope you take advantage of them, or if you didn't know any of them, just start incorporating them in your gameplay on Gibraltar.